To be honest, this video is not about hating full stack development. Rather, this video is about clarity. Alright, so I've been a full stack developer for some years now. React, Next.js, Node.js, Postgres, MongoDB, and other full stack technologies. And I can build an application from scratch alone, start to finish. And for a long time, I thought that made me valuable. But then here's the reality nobody will tell you about being a full stack developer. You're going to be that guy that everyone is going to call when something breaks. You're going to be that person that they call when things are not going their way. You just come in, you just hop in and fix the application and you're out. And that is just the definition of being a full stack developer in a common sense. Alright, you become the person who does 3 jobs for 1 salary. You always feel left behind and you always feel like you are not good at any one thing. Though you might be good at multiple things, but then deep down you know that you are not really deep into one particular area. And this video is not clickbait. I genuinely regret being a full stack developer, but I'm not quitting. Yeah, so get that right. I'm not actually quitting being a full stack developer, but I regret in a kind of way. And you know that's there is the very confusing part. I don't even know I'm making this video right now, to be honest. You know, when I started coding, there was no ChatGPT, no AI, no Gemini. I didn't even have a mentor. All right, so I was just there. What was in my head was that what drive me into coding was that I wanted to build. I wanted to be able to think of an idea and bring it out to life. That was what drive me into coding. I to be honest, I was not thinking about money. I was not thinking about getting a job. I just wanted to build something that people were going to use. And to be honest, that part actually worked. I've built applications used by thousands of users, and yeah, so that part worked. But then moving forward, as I progressed in my life, in my career, I've wanted something more than that. But that is not the point of this video, right? And because of the fact that I wanted to build, I had to teach myself a lot of things. I taught myself front-end, back-end, APIs, databases, authentications, and other full stack development updates and other full stack development technologies. All right, and you know, being a full stack developer, you sometimes might just want to work solo. You might always want to build something from start to finish, and you will do that. Honestly, you will build an application from start to finish. It's a very impressive and a very good feeling. You know, that freedom you get, that you just open a new folder from scratch and you build an application from start to finish. You see that feeling right there? That feeling is very addictive, and if you are not a builder, you might want to reconsider being a full stack developer. You know, about 3 years ago, I was contacted by a freelance client I worked with earlier, and she was like, they were in a hackathon in Ghana, and their original team were not giving them what they wanted, like they were behind, and the hackathon was going to end in 3 days, so they needed to come up with something fast. And then she remembered me and she contacted me that I should jump into the project and work for them. All right, so I joined the team. Not officially, I was building underground. So yeah, not officially, I was building underground while they were presenting themselves as the hackathon people. I built the application, built the front end, the back end, every single thing, and then they won the hackathon. They got 3rd place or so. Then the founder, she tagged me on LinkedIn, appreciated me. I appreciate you for that, wherever you are. And they sent me my code, to be honest. But then after, they reached out to me that I should work on the project full time. I then declined. I was just 16 then. Actually, I was 16, and I declined. Because why I declined was the contract. It was looking fishy, the equity and everything. She was just looking somehow. I didn't understand it then, so I just declined it. I didn't want noise. I wanted to improve myself further. All right. So you see, this story right here shows you an important pattern in a full stack developer career life. So you are just being called to help them build something when this is not going their way. I'm being honest. Most startups that are looking for full stack developer, why they are looking for full stack developers is because they don't have enough money to afford specialists. They want someone that they can pay 1 salary who is going to do 3 jobs. That's just the fact. So if you're not ready to accept this fact, please reconsider being a full stack developer. It's not for you. All right, so realizing that, I knew that I wasn't called upon because I was talented. They were not looking for a talented someone. They were looking for someone who could do everything very fast, and that's a full stack developer right there, not someone who goes deep. You know, hackathons is not something that you must build the entire application. Hackathons don't care about security. Hackathons don't care deeply into database optimizations and database stuffs like that. So what they want is a working product, and that is why they contacted me to build a working product for them. And right there is the trap. So let me describe a normal day for me. Wake up by 5, start working by 6. I'm thinking about React, thinking about state management, thinking about user experience, and then I just see a message on Discord for the company I'm working for, telling me that the database or the backend is producing 500 errors. And at that point, I'm switching my brain from thinking about UI UX, from thinking about user experience, thinking about state management. I just switch my brain immediately to start thinking about databases. I'm checking error logs, I'm looking at backend stuff, and things like that. And things like that is exhausting, not because it is very hard, but because of the brain switching. Once you wake up in the morning, you have a task ahead of you, and you position your brain that, okay, you want to focus on this, and then they bring out a new thing that is not even in the field of what you are doing at the initial point. That distracts the brain and makes you lose focus. All right, so that there is very exhausting and very, very depressing as a full stack developer. And also, there's something that really hurts me. It really hurts me personally. I have a lot of friends in the tech industry, and a friend of mine only works on React. He doesn't even do Next.js, only React that he works on. And also one of my female friends, she works only on Go. And when I look at how they live their life and the way I live my life, there's a lot of difference. I don't sleep, actually. When you're working on front end, you're working on back end, there's no way you can actually say you want to relax and sleep. No. You have to keep working and working and working, moving from CN documentation. You're looking at Node.js documentation, looking at Express, looking at different frameworks. But then when someone that works on React, they are only looking at React. Okay, let's look at someone who works on Go, just Go backend. They are only looking at the Go documentation. They have only one problem that they want to solve. They are focused on only one thing, going deeply into one thing, specializing into one thing. But I am. I'm jumping from this to that. I have those projects I worked on. I worked on a project, I think last week. I used Python, and something like that, going from this to that. You might see that you might look impressive on paper. But then deep down, you know that, okay, I'm not really good at... I really can't even call myself a Python developer, though I used Python. I used Python, but then I can't call myself a Python developer. Can you see that? No, it doesn't make sense as a full stack developer. But then this is the price you have to pay for being a builder. And I sometimes wonder how my career, how my life would have looked like if I actually focused on one thing, if I went deep into one particular technology instead of jumping from one place to another. I just imagine how my life would have been. Maybe I might have been sleeping better, or maybe I might have gotten more opportunities, something like that. I just look at that and I just imagine how my life is going to look like. So you might be asking, since it's exhausting, since I get paid less for what I do, why am I still here? Why am I still being a full stack developer? Why don't I just quit and probably specialize in one area? The answer is I just can't. I can't, because what got me here was not that I wanted to become a front-end developer or I wanted to become a back-end developer. I wanted to become a builder. I wanted to have an idea in my head and bring it out to life. I don't care about stacks. I don't care about front-end. I don't care about back-end. I wanted to just have an idea and build it and publish it so that people can use. That was what made me to be in this space today, and which is what I'm doing right now. And I don't care if it costs me my sleep or my sanity. That is just what I want to do. But then here's the advice to people, to beginners or junior developers. If you have to ask yourself this question, actually, you have to ask yourself a question: why do I want to learn how to code? Why do I want to get into tech? Why am I even dreaming about coding? All right, so if you want to work at a big tech, company, probably FANG, you have to specialize. The market favors specialization in this modern age. I'm going to be 100% sincere with you, all right? The market favors specialization, the big tech companies actually, all right? So if you want to become a back-end engineer, go for it. If you want to become a front-end engineer, go for it. Don't switch from one place to another. All right, it might take a lot of time before you might see a job, but then specialization is something that the big tech companies always go after. But then if you want to be someone like me you just want to be a builder, you want to build stuff, you want to get an idea in your head and bring it out to life. All right, full stack developer, being full stack development is okay for you. Being a full stack developer is okay for you. And to be honest, a lot of startups look for full stack developers that can be versatile, that they don't need to tell what to do. You know what to do. They just need to tell you that they want to build this, and then you go ahead and you build this for them. You keep improving their code, their app, their application. Every single thing is on your head. So if you want that kind of responsibility, go for it. The company I'm working for right now as a full stack developer, that's what I do, and I enjoy it. I enjoy what I do. Is what I like. So the point is, just know what you're walking into. Don't just come out because you want to code. Don't just say, because my friends are coding, let me code also. No, you have to know what you're doing in the tech industry, know what you're doing in the tech space, and all good luck to you. So if you've ever feel this way, if you ever feel down because you're a full stack developer, please, can I hear your story in the comments? I would like to hear what you are building or your experience in the full stack development space, or how you plan to transition probably into another space, or you want to go deeper into a particular niche. Just let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.